So I tried to make myself look very Slytherin because I am a Slytherin, and since it's a Harry Potter themed video, I tried to do my makeup and dress like I'm in Slytherin house, but I feel like I look more like young Emily Gilmore. She was a hooker. Hmm. Hello everyone, my name is Lorelai-Adele, and today I'm here with a new video. I know it's been a while, but I'm gonna jump right in. Today's video, I'm going to tell you about a dream I had that was a Harry Potter Gilmore Girls crossover, which was a very weird dream. And stay till the end because there is a plot twist that even I was not expecting. So let's get into it. Okay, so the dream starts with Rory being invited to the Malfoys for dinner, and she brings Luke along. Well, the reason Rory was invited to dinner is because she's a pureblood, and she got recently accepted to Hogwarts and was sorted into Slytherin house. Now, I have a theory why Luke was there, but I'll save that towards the end because it will spoil some things if I tell you now. Well, as the dream progresses, dinner was going well, they were having great conversations, and, suddenly Rory starts acting very strange, out of character for Rory. Well, Rory says, can I be excused? I need to go, I guess powder my nose, or she excuses herself from the table. Well, because she's acting strange, Luke says, hey, I'm gonna go, check on her. She's acting very, very strange. I want to make sure, she's all right. Well, they both end up in the kitchen, I guess. I don't really remember the surroundings, but I felt like for some reason it was the kitchen. Well, Luke asks Rory, what's wrong? You're acting very strange. He already knows why she's acting strange, but he wants to see if she, basically comes on to it. She says, I'm fine, nothing's wrong. And then Luke basically says, hey, I know you're becoming a vampire. Because apparently Rory was bitten at some point as becoming a vampire. Rory says nothing. She completely just blank faces, turns away, walks back out of the kitchen, walks back to the dinner table. Well, they're both back at the table, things seem to have calmed down, and then all of a sudden they start arguing again, and Luke turns to, Lucius and Narcissa and says, I apologize, Rory was recently bitten by a vampire, she's currently changing. And then Rory, out of nowhere, says, the only reason why Luke knows that is because he's a werewolf. And then Luke responds with, well, it's kind of hard not to because I could smell it on you 10 miles away. Like, he could tell she's a vampire from 10 miles away. I'm just, at this point, I'm just like, this is already becoming a weird dream. And I'm shocked. And it gets better. Oh, does it get better? Well, suddenly the dream shifts outside. I guess dinner's over. Lucius takes Rory and Luke on a walk to sort of help calm things down, but mainly because he wants to show Luke something that he has in the back of his estate, I guess. Well, Lucius leads them to this dark, not really dark, but magical, mystical, mysterious pond in the back of the yard near some dark foresty area. Well, in this pond is this dragon, this white dragon that is very clearly very sick because its tail and its head are very jaundiced yellow. Well, Lucius explains to them that, this dragon is sick and that he wants, Luke to kill this dragon, sort of as a gift to Luke for being there, or sort of to help, come things like, oh, he knows he's a werewolf, he wants him to, put this animal out of his misery. And I guess because he's just trying to be polite, like, you probably didn't enjoy dinner, here, have, something that's more, your thing. And to be honest, I personally think that Lucius wanted, Luke to kill this dragon because he knew that consuming the blood of this dragon would kill Luke being a werewolf, but, Luke obviously didn't know that. Well, anyway, Luke, being, not wanting to be mean or anything, says, okay, sure, I will, indulge in you, transforms into a werewolf, and prepares to kill this animal, put it out of its misery. Well, when Luke is in his wolf form, he can apparently communicate with this animal, because being an animal, he can communicate with other animals, and finds out that this dragon, yes, albeit is dying, will not stay dead, because this dragon is sort of like the phoenix. When it dies, it's reborn from, like the phoenix is reborn from its ashes, this dragon will be reborn from, I don't even know. From the dream, I gathered that when this dragon dies, it will evaporate into water and like it'll form to this egg that looks like a fish egg that attaches to the bottom of the pond. And this dragon is millions of years old, and it takes hundreds of years before it even hatches from the egg. And it's very rare. Not many people, no one apparently in the dream knows about it except for Lucius, and even Lucius doesn't know that this is a phoenix dragon, as I like to call it. Well, anyway, Lucius apparently can read minds and can read Luke's mind, knowing that, oh hey, this dragon will be reborn. He's like, oh cool, I didn't know this is cool, hey, you should still put this dragon out of its misery. Well, anyway, Luke, knowing that this dragon isn't gonna stay dead for long, has, I guess, mercy on it and says, I'm not gonna kill it. I'm not gonna do this. I don't want to kill something that's obviously gonna be reborn, because, if Luke killed it, this dragon wouldn't be reborn. It'd be dead. Well, anyway, the dragon, out of being thankful for the fact that Luke isn't gonna kill it, says, since you spared my life, I will grant you one wish. Well, Luke decides, hey, I wish to be a pure-blood wizard. Well, Lucius, reading Luke's mind and not having it, decides that he does not want Luke to be a pure-blood wizard, and all hell breaks loose. Well, Lucius, not liking this, raises his wand to kill Luke, but before he can, the dragon grants Luke's wish, and Luke is transformed into a pure-blood wizard with a wand. Now, the wand, I like to think, had a core of Dragon Phoenix heartstring, which, one-of-a-kind wand. No other person has this kind of wand, and it has a unique ability to make people be reborn from their death, sort of like the Dragon Phoenix can, and sort of like a Phoenix can. It can cause people to be reborn. Well, anyway, Luke blocks Lucius's Avacadabra and says Accio wand, stealing Lucius's wand from him. Well, Lucius says, oh, I've done lost battle, pieces out, goes, bye, Felicia. Well, Narcissa comes out of nowhere, trying to defend her husband, and goes to kill Luke. Well, Luke, before she can, goes Accio wand, takes her wand too. Draco comes to take the wand, and they start fighting, but Luke blocks and goes Accio wand, taking all of their wands. Well, Luke and Rory start running. He's like, Rory, run, because Rory's just standing there not doing a thing. And they start running, Luke has his wand plus all three of their wands, and he's going. But Draco, not giving up, even though he doesn't have a wand, chases after Luke, who has 4 wands now. Well, Luke switches wands, picks up Lucius's wand, and starts swinging, like just throwing spells and whatnot at Draco. Well, apparently there's a curse on Lucius's wand, and when he strikes Draco, it hits them with this killing curse. That's not Avacadabra. It's sort of like, doesn't kill you instantly, but gives you like this plague where there's like just black, like mist crawling in your skin that slowly kills you. Well, he collapses, and because Narcissa was so close to Draco, she gets secondhand exposure to this disease, and she's dying too. Well, Draco's passed out on the floor, currently almost dead. Narcissa, not wanting to fight Luke because he has 4 wands, begs him to save Draco. Well, he switches back to his dragon heartstring cord wand and waves it, cures Draco, which inadvertently cures, Narcissa, because she had secondhand exposure. Once the main victim is cured, the person who's exposed to it secondhandly apparently gets cured. Well, apparently the only way to cure this disease is to have the person be reborn as an infant. Well, Draco is reborn, because apparently this all takes place, I'll explain it in a second, but it apparently takes place before the Harry Potter series starts, which gives Draco time to grow up again and, you know, go to school with Harry and whatnot. But apparently he was an adult before and whatnot. But anyway, Rory and, you know, Luke run towards the forest. You know, Luke's freaked out, asks Rory, hey, I know you're becoming a vampire, but can you still disapparate? I think that's how it is. I haven't really read the books yet, so I don't know. But she's like, yeah, sure, I can. So Luke says, well, disapparate towards Hogwarts. They grab hands, they disapparate towards Hogwarts, and because you can't, you know, disapparate onto the campus, they, you know, apparate right at the gates. Well, they get to the gate, they run towards the headmaster's office, because, you know, apparently that's what you do when you just had this experience you just experienced. But anyway, they run towards the office. Dumbledore is headmaster already, and, you know, Dumbledore turns and looks at Luke like he's expecting him. Luke looks at Dumbledore and says, he who shall not be named has returned. And Dumbledore's like, well, are you sure? You know, do you have, like, how can you be certain? Luke hands Dumbledore Lucius's wand, but it's not Lucius's wand anymore. It's Voldemort's wand, and because apparently, this took place around the time, you know, Voldemort had just tried to kill Harry, but made him a Horcrux, and he, you know, evaporated and had no body more. Apparently, he possessed Lucius's body, you know, took over his body, you know, used his own wand, but disguised it as Lucius's, and now, you know, Luke has Voldemort's wand, Narcissus's wand, and Draco's wand, and, you know, the dream ends there. Don't know what happens after that. I know, you know, Luke is taken aside to, you know, sort of be trained as a wizard because he just became one, but surprise, he doesn't need much training, and Rory is cured of her vampirism, so she doesn't become a vampire. Luke becomes an honorary Gryffindor, and the dream ends there. Honestly, dream all over the place, right? Okay, back to something that I mentioned earlier in the story of why Luke was at this dinner. You would think, because, you know, Luke wasn't a wizard or a werewolf, that, you know, he wouldn't go to the Malfoys because the Malfoys wouldn't approve of him, you know, not being, you know, wizard or pureblood. Well, the reason why Luke was invited was because Lorelai, who is also a Slytherin, was invited to go to this, knew Rory was invited to go to this dinner, but didn't trust the Malfoy family, and knew that they associated with Voldemort and whatnot, but knew that being a Slytherin and whatnot, that you can't just turn the Malfoys down. If you're invited to dinner by the Malfoys, you have to go. So both Luke and Lorelai, knowing this, agreed, hey, Rory should take you along, Luke along, in case she needs to be protected, which apparently she did, so good thing on that. But anyway, that was one hell of a dream. I hope I didn't rush through it and explained it properly. I have my notes here because I wrote the dream down. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this dream. I hope it makes sense. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want me to do a video where I sort the Gilmores and the main characters of the Gilmore Girls into houses for Hogwarts, please let me know. Leave that in the comments below, and I will see you guys later with another video. Oh, by the way, before I leave, I just started a Patreon account, so if you guys want to go and support me and help me make content for the future, please do. I'll leave the link below. But anyway, I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye!